Trouble is mounting for Robert Vadra in the Rajasthan land row. ED has issued a notice to Vadra and his firm over the Bikaner land deal, and now Priyanka Gandhi was asked questions regarding that, and here's what she said.
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day.
Deputy Editor Atir Khan is now joining us with more details. Atir, there seems to be trouble mounting for Robert Vadra there, but Priyanka Gandhi, his wife, seems to be suggesting that the media got a whiff of this much before they formally received a notice from the Enforcement Directorate.
Well, that's right. You know, it's obvious that she's playing it down, and they have been saying, in fact, the entire Congress has been saying that it is a case of political vendetta. However, you know, the enforcement agencies, including the ED, saying that it is a natural, you know, process of investigation which they are following. Remember, the Income Tax Department had also inquired into this issue earlier, but now the Enforcement Directorate has issued a notice to Skylight Hospitality, a company which is associated with Robert Vadra in connection with allegations of money laundering in an alleged land deal in Haryana.
Atir, can you take us through this entire case against Robert Vadra? You're talking about this land deal in Bikaner. Can you help us understand more details about why this matter is so controversial?
Well, this pertains to a land deal which is under cloud. The reason being that the land was purchased at a pretty low rate, and in fact it was sold at a higher rate to real estate, you know, sort of companies and other entities. And thereafter, the police there in Haryana had registered, you know, the police had registered an FIR into this matter, and the Rajasthan police had registered FIRs, following which the Income Tax Department and now the ED is also looking into various angles. It has asked Skylight Hospitality to furnish certain bank account details and details of the transactions they have made regarding this deal.
All right, Atir, do stay on with us. Let's quickly once again listen into what Priyanka Gandhi had to say.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the... How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
But will you hand over the thing, ma'am? But will you hand over the financial details, ma'am? We have one question. How are you guys responding?
Let me go back to Atir Khan for more details on this story. Atir, what exactly does this Enforcement Directorate notice say?
Well, this is basically Maha notice to the Skylight Hospitality, the company which is associated with Robert Vadra, and this company had allegedly bought land more than 700 bighas in Rajasthan, Bikaner. Now, thereafter, one Tehsildar had filed a complaint with the police alleging, you know, that there was irregularity, in fact, you know, sort of scam in this entire deal. And
Okay.
thereafter, the police had looked into it.
Okay. All right. Let me go across to Kirit Sumaya, who's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sumaya, first of all, how would you react now to the ED that has sent a notice to Robert Vadra in this matter?
I certainly appreciate and welcome. It is a late action. I would suggest it must be recollected. I had filed a complaint in 2012 and 13 with ED, with the Gehlot government and with CBI at that time. Along with the documentary evidences, Robert Vadra and his group, his agent, had done forgery. With the forged document, he acquired the small farmer's land which is meant for rehabilitation. He got in his books a couple of million, and he sold to a Mumbai company at 5.5 crore. This is not only money laundering, but it is a forgery. Actually, I want the whole conspiracy, criminal conspiracy should be investigated.
All right. Okay.
So there aaye, durust aaye.
All right. Kirit Somaya, do stay on with us. We also have with us BJP Sambit Patra joining us on the phone line. Mr. Patra, you know, the Congress and the Gandhi family, you know, alleging that this is vendetta politics at play.
No, in fact, this is a characteristic feature of the Congress and the Gandhi family, that whenever they are caught red-handed, they start using this phrase called as vendetta politics, badle ki rajniti and witch hunting. Only a few days back when this issue was being discussed and debated, they said that if you have any kind of evidence against us, why doesn't the law act against us? Today, if the ED has issued a notice to the Vadras, the Skylight Hospitality Company, this is law taking its own course. Why should you see this as a vendetta? You are the ones who were challenging, saying that why the law is not taking its course. Today, when the law is taking its course, you are saying that this is politics of vendetta. This is absolutely unfound, and naturally nowhere in the world, when a corrupt person has been caught, he or she says that, well, I was corrupt and I have been caught. These are the kinds of regular excuse that corrupt people often try to buy as alibi.
Mr. Patra, you know, Priyanka Gandhi was just walking in, media stopped her and asked her this question. She said that they'd received the ED notice at 4 p.m. but apparently the media had a whiff of it much earlier, indicating perhaps that, you know, some other force was at play here.
So this is but natural for the people who have indulged in corruption, but natural for the people who have erred to use such excuses. In fact, it must be late on their part to collect the notice. It's not that notices are issued to the media before the people who are concerned. So these are unfounded allegations, these are rhetorics, and these should not be paid much attention to. The attention should go to the fact that now that an ED notice has been issued to the airing company, that is Skylight Hospitality, the directors of the company, which coincidentally includes Mr. Robert Vadra and his mother, they should be the ones who should answer.
And how is the BJP going to continue taking up this issue, Mr. Patra?
See, as far as ED issuing the notice is concerned, our stand is absolutely clear. ED is its own body. We have nothing to do with the ED. ED issues its notice, and law taking its own course is not just a phrase. It means that there is no political interference. It means that due deliberance goes into the legal procedure. It means that after all the facts are collected, then only notices are issued. As far as our political stand is concerned, right from the yesteryears, we have maintained that everyone in this country knows of the fact that Mr. Robert Vadra has embezzled crores of rupees because of illegal doings.
Let me go back to Kirit Somaya as well, because he has constantly been raising this issue, and in Parliament as well, Mr. Kirit Somaya, if I'm not wrong, you have been trying to raise this matter. So what would you say about, Priyanka Gandhi saying today that they received the notice much later and the media seem to have learnt about it much earlier?
Certainly, I am so much surprised. The Priyanka Gandhi, just like Gandhi family, is trying to bypass the major issue. Who got a couple of hours before the information? Is it a major issue? The major issue, your husband has indulged into criminal conspiracy. I am raising this issue for last couple of years, since 2012-13. The collector, the revenue official, not only the SP Bikaner, police have filed criminal complaint on this issue. All the other parties went to the court, but it did not help. And now all investigation going on.
Okay.
The Priyanka, just a minute,
Okay.
Robert Vadra's land has been confiscated by the...
Mr. Somaya, I'll hold you there for a bit because we have with us Congress spokesperson Tom Vadakan as well. Let's get in a word from the other side as well. Mr. Vadakan, how would you first of all react to this ED notice to Robert Vadra's company Skylight Hospitality?
Till about 3:50, we had no information. Now the confirmation has come from none other than Priyanka Ji, stating that the notice had reached them at 4 o'clock. But since yesterday, channels have been putting it out as breaking news. Now, there are two people who are positively involved in this kind of exercise for the current dispensation. One is Somaya, and the other person is Subramaniam Swamy. Now, one is focused on the economic experts, and the other is focused in finding out more and more. But everything is as transparent as possible. Let them investigate. We are open book. Let them do whatever investigation they want. But don't do this kind of media operations by creating a situation. You create information. Yesterday evening it was put out as breaking news.
But
whereas the party has not received. Let me complete this.
Okay.
The affected party had not even received a notice till 4 o'clock today. So how do you explain this? First, there is selective leak. Then there is political capital made out of it. And then comes in Mr. Somaya saying that he has been investigating the matter for so many years, but put it on public record. Come out in the open. Why
Mr. Vadakan, he has been making allegations that there has been money laundering and shell companies for Robert Vadra have been doing so. These are serious allegations. Don't you think the Congress party needs to clarify on this issue because this person is related to the Gandhi family?
Let me tell you something. If the government is keen on sorting it out, within 24 hours, the government can get to the bottom of it. The fact that they are not doing it is essentially politically motivated. Why don't you get down to investigation, then keeping this whole issue simmering? Find out, get to the bottom of it. Nothing of that kind. But this is an extended phenomenon. Elections come, people rise in political scenario, it is linked with that. And what have you? This is a regular torture, cold-blooded torture being put on to the Congress party. If this is not vendetta, what is?
Mr. Vadakan, will Robert Vadra cooperate with the investigating agencies to clear his name from this?
The onus is on the investigating agencies to find out, and he's cooperating anyway. Priyanka Ji is saying on record at 4 o'clock they have received notice.
Okay.
If this is in public domain. This is not a private affair. They're openly talking about it. There is no secrecy about the whole thing. We will take it to the logical end, but the cooperation is both sides.
All right. Mr. Vadakan, you raised some points about the BJP deliberately going slow on the matter to keep it simmering and tarnish the image of the Congress party. I want to take this question to Sambit Patra of the BJP, who is with us as well. Mr. Patra, if you just heard that allegation of Congress, how would you react to it?
No, as an allegation, I would call that the frustration of Congress. Congress had been maintaining that let the law take its course. If we are wrong, let the law investigate. So the investigations are on. And the process of delivery of a notice is part of the law taking its own course. And number two, when the Congress says that it's a witch hunt, media witch hunt, because probably, in fact, the Gandhis received it later and the media received it first. This is not important, though. What I would like to mention, it's not about receiving. It is about when you were available to collect it. You are people who mostly believe in vacations. Rahul Gandhi is on a vacation. Robert Vadra is mostly out. Priyanka Ji is also out. So naturally, when you return back, you receive your notice. So this is not the major issue. The major issue, if you are not corrupt, then present the facts to the effect to the ED. And if you don't have faith on any institute, surely you have faith in the judiciary of this country. Why cry witch hunting? And thirdly, the notice has been issued to a company called as Skylight Hospitality. Today I am astonished as to what Congress party is reduced to. Congress party is reduced to defending a company called as Skylight Hospitality. Why? My serious question is, why is Congress party defending Skylight Hospitality? If it is right, if it has nothing to do with Skylight Hospitality, it should be sitting in cozy corners. without giving any notice towards what's happening to Skylight
All right.
Hospitality.
Okay, so let's put that question to Tom Vadakan then. Mr. Vadakan, how would you react to that?
Mr. Patra must have switched off all his television sets because it was not Skylight Hospitality that was being targeted. The Vadras were being named. It was on all channels. They were pushing it out. And he talks about everybody being on leave. Now, the fact of the matter is, I can see about 8 to 9 channels approaching Priyanka ji, and she's openly said we have received it at 4. And if you have received it at 4, that means what has the government been doing for the last 8-9 hours, running it across all channels, that yes, it is a Vadra. They've not even mentioned the company. The whole exercise is defamatory, and the objective is to keep the issue simmering. They'll continue doing this. If they had to get to the bottom of it, they could have done it in 24 hours. And we are open to investigation. We are cooperating. Mr. Patra has got it wrong. We are not escaping anything. We are not running away from anything. If you have the plot, put it before the country. Let it come out. But you are using it as an attempt to defame the party. It is not about any company. The objective is to defame the Gandhis and the Congress party. How long will you continue this? How long will you continue this tirade against the Indian National Congress?
Yes, Ambit Patra, you can come in now.
Today, in fact, my good friend from Congress, Mr. Tom Vadakan, has given away the facts about Congress when he says that Skylight Hospitality is the company which has been served the notice. And just because Vadras, Maureen Vadra and Robert Vadra, mother of Mr. Vadra and Mr. Vadra himself are the directors of the company, they are INC. They are equivalent to Indian National Congress, because that's what Tom Vadakan had been saying, that it is equivalent to, akin to defaming Indian National Congress.
But Mr. Patra, isn't it the BJP that constantly keeps saying Jija ji or Damad ji ke baare mein clarify kare? Then isn't the BJP equating Vadra to the Congress party?
In fact, let me remind the Congress party spokesperson that they have been saying that he is a private citizen in the same case. In the case of Skylight Hospitality, Bharatiya Janata Party had raised the issue in the Damadji document, saying that these are the wrongdoings of Skylight Hospitality. Then the same Congress party had come out and said that this is not Congress, this is a private citizen's affair, so we will not be answering. Today, what has transpired politically, that a private citizen has become Indian National Congress. We should also be reminded of a fact that a few days ago, Robert Vadra gave an interview to ANI saying that, oh, well, I'm very important politically, I have my own political ambitions, and soon you may find me in politics as well. So there are certain questions that is it that under the dearth of leadership that the Congress is facing presently, Robert Vadra suddenly has become one of the most important leaders and akin to the INC. But whatever he may be, that's a secondary issue. The issue is, please submit your report to the concerned department which has served the notice. If you feel that you are right, law will save you. If you are wrong, no one on this earth can save you.
Mr. Tom Vadakan, you know, will you admit that the Congress has in fact fallen into the trap? Because earlier on, you would distance yourself from Robert Vadra saying he's a private citizen. And now, as Sambit Patra is pointing out, the party has itself equated or entangled Robert Vadra's issues with the party's issues and prestige.
Dr. Patra has got his diagnosis wrong. When he's got the diagnosis wrong, then he has not found out the disease. The disease is with the doctor. It is his mindset that is operating.
What is that?
We are talking about a private citizen who happens to have married into the Congress party's president's family. We said that to a point where the defense was there. Today, when we know it is politically motivated, it is political vendetta in capitals, we have to step out and tell them, please do investigate. For 24 hours, they can find out and get to the bottom of it. This government continues to raise it from time to time according to political opportunities.
Yeah.
And this is done so regularly that people have lost contact to what actually the issues are. These are routine civil matters which can be answered by lawyers. And here you have spokesmen of the Bharatiya Janata Party working full time to just investigate. But for God's sake, let the investigative agencies do the work and let the civil authorities, it's a civil case. can be handled that way. This is not a criminal case.
Okay. Oh, okay. With Tom Vadakan and Sambit Patra, both of you, many thanks for joining us with your perspective on the story. Let's quickly once again listen into what Priyanka Gandhi had to say.
How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
How are you guys responding to it?
Apparently we received it at 4 o'clock today, but you received it a day before us.
Priyanka Gandhi there alleging that there was a selective leak of that ED notice that was issued to Robert Vadra's company Skylight Hospitality, saying that they received it at 4 p.m. but the media had a whiff of it much earlier.